So today, what we're going to do is we're going to use a website called Desmos to graph equations. Now, Desmos is a very powerful tool that we'll be using throughout the year to graph all kinds of equations. And so today, I'm going to go through some of the basics for graphing and for finding out some of the characteristics of graphs of equations. So the first step is to use your web browser to go to desmos.com/calculator. Now you can see here on the top of my web browser the address desmos.com/calculator. They also have an app, by the way, that you can download both for Apple devices and for Android devices. So you could have this on your phone or tablet if you find that easier than a computer. So when you go to Desmos, you see a screen that looks like this. Now, if you want to graph an equation, like say, for example, y equals the quantities x minus 4 times x minus 2, you could type this in here on the left side. You can type y equals parentheses x minus 4 times x minus 2. And you'll notice that as I type, Desmos actually anticipates what it thinks you might want, and it starts graphing. Now, this is actually the graph of the equation y equals x minus 4. Now, when I type x minus 2, it starts giving me a different equation, and so that's the equation that we're looking for right now. Now, you'll see here on the right side is the graph, but I can actually do a lot of things to this graph to make it look the way I want to. First of all, if I go up to the top right here under graph settings, and I click on this tool that looks like a wrench, I can see that I can change all kinds of settings. I like to have projector mode on. You can see that projector mode makes the lines thicker and zooms in a little bit, and it often makes things easier to see. I can put arrows on the axes, which I'm going to do here. I can label my axes. The x-axis, I'll label x. The y-axis, I'll label y. Now, I can actually label these axes any way I want to. I could label this t, for example, if I wanted to. But we'll go with y. And you can see here that I can change the maximum and minimum values for either the x-axis or the y-axis. I could make this go from the graph go from -5 to 5, for example, and that would allow me to zoom in. Or I could go back to the default. And I don't need to save. I just click outside of that window and it disappears. Now, what I'm about to do is a really, really useful feature of Desmos, and this is what makes it so powerful. On a graphing calculator, you have to go to a window or to a zoom. You have to press a window or a zoom button in order to change the dimensions and change the look of your graph, because most calculators don't have a touch screen. But if you are using a touchscreen device, you can actually zoom in and out. So I'm going to just use my finger and touch my screen, and I can just change the view just like that. I see here that I don't have my y-axis labeled. I must have forgotten to type that. So I'm just going to type y right here, and there I see the y-axis labeled. So I can actually use 2 fingers to zoom in if I move the fingers away, and I can use 2 fingers to zoom out by doing that. So I can zoom in and out. And I can use a combination of changing the settings and using my fingers to get the view that I want. Now, another useful feature of Desmos is that it will automatically locate certain important points on the graph. Some points that are really important on graphs are the intercepts. The intercepts are the points where the graph intercepts certain axes. So we see here, for example, that there are 2 x-intercepts. Namely, there are 2 points where the graph intersects or touches the x-axis. One of them is here. And you notice that when I click on the graph, a whole bunch of points pop up in gray. And these are the important points on the graph. And if you notice that if I put my pointer over those points, the coordinates show up. And if I click on a point, the coordinates will actually stay on the screen even if I move away. If I click, so this is the point 2, 0. This is the point 4, 0. This is the point 3, -1. Now, the point 3, -1 is important because it passes through a very important line with these graphs that we call the axis of symmetry. And the axis of symmetry is the line that goes right through the middle of the graph. And you can see that the axis of symmetry goes through this point, and we can actually graph the axis of symmetry using Desmos as well. We see here that the coordinates of this point are 3, -1, which means that the x-coordinate is 3. That's the first number here. So we can actually type x equals 3. And so that tells us right here, this passes through the point 3, -1. And we can actually change the formatting of our graphs using these icons on the left side. For example, if I put my pointer over here and hold down my mouse button, I can see here, I can change this to a dotted line. Sorry, that's a dashed line or a dotted line. Let's go for the dotted line. And I can actually make the color change as well. Let's make that orange. And there you go. And if I click on this icon on the left, I can actually show and hide that button, that line. Now, another useful thing about Desmos is that you don't even have to type the full equation. You can just type the expression in terms of x, and it will automatically graph it for you by assuming that you meant y equals. So if I were to type just y minus 4 times, sorry, if I were to type x minus 4 times x minus 2, it would still graph the same thing as if I typed y equals that. But if I wanted x equals 3, I have to type the x. If I just type 3, it's just going to assume that I meant y equals 3, and that's not what I meant. I meant x equals 3. Actually, if I just type 3, it just assumes I mean the number 3, and so it's not going to type anything at all. It's not going to graph anything at all. So here we can see the line of the axis of symmetry here, and then we can also see the equation of, we can also see the equations here, and we can see the graph here, and this graph is called a parabola. Now, if I want to copy this, what I can do is I can take a screen snip, and on a Mac it is Shift Command 3 or Shift Command 4, depending on whether you want the whole screen or just part of a screen. On Windows 10, I can take a screen snip, use the screen snip tool, and select this part of my screen, and that copies it to the clipboard. And so what I can do then is go to wherever I want to paste it, and I can paste it right here. And there you go. There's my graph. Now, this activity today is going to involve listing the characteristics of several characteristics of these equations. And so we can actually start filling this in here. We said before that the axis of symmetry goes through the point x equals 3 and y equals -1. And so this is the equation of this axis of symmetry is x equals 3. So we'll just type 3 in here. Now, how far is the x-axis from, how far away is the axis of symmetry to the graph along the x-axis? So here is the axis of symmetry at 3, passes through 3, 0. And here is a point on the graph at 4, 0. And you notice that this graph is symmetrical, and the axis of symmetry goes right through the middle. So the distance from here to here is 1. Even though it's 2 boxes, I've zoomed in, and if I zoom out a little bit, you'll see that this distance is 1 from x equals 3 to x equals 4. And similarly, same distance from x equals 3 to x equals 2. So this distance is 1. And so the x-intercepts, these 2 points here, and the coordinates, again, are 2, 0, and 4, 0. So we'll type that here. Now, the equation in standard form, in order to get that, we'll take the equation that we were originally given, and we will rewrite it in the form y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. So when we multiply this using a box or distributing or whatever method you choose, you'll get x squared, y equals x squared minus 6x plus 8. And to type the exponent, I can select the 2, and I go to Format, Text, Superscript to get that nice looking exponent. The y-intercept is the point where the graph intercepts the y-axis. And I can see here, when I look at the graph, when I click on this point here that's highlighted, it has the coordinates 0, 8. So I did the graph already. Now the sign of A is the first coefficient when the equation is written in standard form. So that would be ax squared plus bx plus c. It's that number in front of the x squared. In this case, I see that the sign is positive because this is positive x squared. So that's positive. And we can see from the graph that it opens upwards. That's what that means. And so that's how we can list the characteristics of this graph